Hello and welcome back to Kirby Squeak Squad Part 2, and in this part we'll be continuing on with World 2. Now, as I said at the end of the last part, I was going to explain what the Star Seals do. The Star Seals are needed at the tail end of the game to unlock the final world. There are 5 Star Seals in total, and they are hidden throughout the worlds, and you need to collect them by collecting the respective treasure chests. They are not that difficult to obtain.
Now, how come Kirby lets sleeping Kirby's lie?
Because this is not Mass Attack where... I've not actually played Mass Attack. I need to get on that, damn it. But Kirby lets sleeping Kirby's lie because Kirby can be a bit of a dick when he just wakes up, dude. I mean, the whole reason we go on a murderous rampage in this game is because someone stole our cake. Have you ever seen someone who goes on a murderous rampage over cake?
Need I refer you to the chocolate fish from SpongeBob?
But he's not going on a murderous rampage. That's it. That is a comedic miscommunication.
He sounds like he's going on a murderous rampage.
Yes, he does sound like it, but he's not actually going on a murderous rampage.
See, if you put audio of a crowd, like, shrieking and, like, running, then above that fish yelling, "Chocolate! Chocolate!" then it would sound perfectly appropriate.
Alright, now, for Squeak Squad, I have to admit that fire is, like, one of the best abilities in the game. Specifically because once you have it memorized, you can hit virtually every enemy on the screen with the thing without putting yourself in danger.
Ah, perfect.
And now we got another spray paint, so... Citrus! God, we are hideously green.
Yeah, oh my god, what? He's like atomic green right now.
Yep. I got the Cupid power. Fuck Cupid. I understand why people like Cupid, I do, but no, fuck Cupid. Here is the wheel power. Wheel is the best,
Where is my cake?
Yes. Wheel is bar none the best ground speed power in the game. However, it's usually used in this game for wheel puzzles. Wheel puzzles are pretty fun to do.
UFO Squeak. Flee.
Yes, the thing that we just did. We managed to...
We have Bubble Wand. We lost Bubble Wand. We restored
I hate
Bubble
the bubble
Wand.
power. I really do. This thing is terrible. It has great utility because while you have bubble, you can as I'm attempting to use words, block various enemies and powers into a bubble and store them for later. This is very useful in certain stages when you need to have duplicates of powers, but I honestly don't ever find it needed. Mostly because I'm slightly good enough at the game to not actually need the steroid.
That was clutch.
Nah, not really. Animal as a sub-boss is not even the hardest of the sub-bosses that we'll be fighting.
I mean, I was talking about the very last hit. That was clutch. I like just saying the word clutch right now. I went to go see them in concert.
Did you enjoy that concert, by the way?
I love that concert so much that I actually put off recording on the following day.
Aww. Alright. I like the animal power, I do. It has a lot of good puzzle-solving elements to it, but make no mistake, it is very much a gimmick, and I'm kind of glad that this is the only game that has it. It's not that great in combat. Its attack range is fine, to be perfectly honest, and the drill attack is actually pretty useful. But I don't like using it unless I don't like using it in general, honestly.
Yeah. I remember from Kirby 64 that if ever I ran into a new power, and you ran into new powers all the time in that game, I would use it basically until I got the next power. Because it wasn't so much, you know, is the power up useful? Is it fun to use? Unless of course it is, in which case I hold on to it for longer. But the distribution of power-ups throughout the level, like, it sequences the level, so it's like, this is the animal segment, and this is the sword segment, or the bomb segment. Everything is segmented.
Yeah.
And then I get
this
to
game
look
does
at...
suffer a little bit from that, but it's not so egregious.
And I like just...
The wheel scroll.
I like the little costumes and hats that Kirby gains.
Now, what wheel does when it is memorized is really cool. Wheel now has the ability to absorb elemental properties from stage hazards. So, remember how we were just normal wheel running over all of our enemies before?
Yep.
Now we can run over them. As either fire wheel or ice wheel.
Ah, so elemental wheel.
Yes, elemental wheel is awesome. It's kind of superfluous, to be perfectly honest, since wheel already one-shots a majority of the enemies, but...
Man, you really can blow through this game pretty fast.
Yes, you can. At least during the puzzle stages. Cutter. The cutter scroll makes it so that our cutter power has twice as much raw size as it did before. And as such, it is pretty awesome.
Oh no, Kirby's in the dark, spooky woods now.
No, now we're in the fire cavern.
Now we're in the dark, spooky fire cavern.
It's not dark at all. It's on fire.
This music has come from the blackest of souls.
Is her name Betty? Ice. Ice in general is actually a really useful power. I would not say it's as useful as fire, but it's almost as useful as fire is.
So if you send ice over those little flames that are sticking up on the lava, it makes platforms?
Yes. At least if you use the ice power on the lava segments. But now we will get into one of my least favorite power-ups in the entire game. I hate this power more than I hate fucking Cupid, honestly.
This boss is stupidly easy.
This room is stupidly easy. This is metal. Fuck this power-up. It is required through a majority of the puzzle segments in the game. Fuck this power-up. Our flight speed is cut into about a quarter. Our travel speed is cut in half. But we are totally invincible. Except I think for stage hazards. I think we can still take damage from stage hazards. Not spikes, but fire.
I forgot. Kirby can just relinquish the powers if he wants to.
Yeah. But this is Fighter, also known as Street Fighter Kirby.
It's Ryu Kirby.
No, it's Street Fighter Kirby. Specifically because he becomes a Shoten character. And if we're gonna call him any of the either of the two primary Shoten characters, it's got to be Ken. Ken is always better than Ryu.
One of those two had the what do you call it? It's not a bandana. It's a.
I just call it a bandana.
I think.
And yes, Ryu is the one with the bandana.
It might just be called bandana. I feel like bandana.
Oh, it's not. It has a particular name, but I don't know what it is.
What are there two bosses here?
No, there are not two bosses here. Every enemy has a life bar.
Right. Well, where's this guy's life bar?
Well, we haven't hit him yet, so. Or rather, he wasn't the last one that we hit. There it is.
Ah, there's the health bar. I knew you were a bad guy. You have a bad guy health bar.
Now, fighter is honestly not all that useful when it comes to raw combat in this game.
I know it's late. I know it's late to say, but this game is teaching kids to fight for their cake.
Yes. God, I hate Cupid. Cupid does such pitiful damage, and the only real reason why you would want to use Cupid is for the infinite flight. And even then, the flight is so damn slow that normal flight is faster.
He is so adorable.
He is absolutely adorable, but God, is it useless in combat.
I know. It's useless, but it's so... I feel like just the utility of looking at this pinnacle of cuteness just makes it all worthwhile.
But it doesn't really. It is so terrible in combat.
He's firing arrows into my heart. And now he's firing them into my corpse.
God, I hate Cupid. I love how adorable Cupid is. Make no mistake about that, but he's useless.
Oh.
There are a couple of puzzles that want you to use him, but for those puzzles, you may as well just use UFO.
Yeah.
Beam scroll memorized. This is important. This is important for other puzzles later on in the game.
You got a secret door key.
Yes. Every world has got one secret room.
Ah, so the key opens up a secret room in a later level?
Not in a later level. It opens up an entire new secret level.
Oh, cool.
Spark is generally actually really good, and it has the plasma overcharge on it. I think you have to wait until you have it memorized for that, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, Spark is actually pretty awesome as a defensive power.
Yeah, actually, just watching Spark and how it works in this game, it's basically identical to Kirby 64, which is it's the closest comparison I can come up to this game. Spark, yeah, Kirby he emits electricity all around him for a short period. You can do it while jumping, running, falling, all that good stuff.
This is Hammer, the highest damage ability in the game. I don't like how slow it is in this game.
I'm gonna smack you with a hammer.
Oh, that's what it does.
Give me back my goddamn cake.
But Hammer is mostly used as a well, for puzzle solving. It's mostly used to push down pegs or go through silver blocks.
Pew! Pew! Pew!
So, what other questions does the Cloud have?
No, it's pretty straightforward right now. We're mostly just trying to reach the end of the level now.
Actually, now we have this guy.
Well, who is this guy?
This is Golden Waddle D. This is Golden Waddle D. Golden Waddle D will always have a treasure chest inside of him, so eat him. Or defeat him, either or.
Eat him or defeat him. That is Kirby's MO.
If you defeat him, he'll drop the treasure chest. If you eat him, the treasure chest will end up inside of you. And since we have Invincible Lollipop, tap the big Squeak and then leave.
So when the Squeak has a treasure chest, he tries to flee. When the Squeak doesn't have a treasure chest, he's trying to get it from you.
Yep.
Okay. I do like how they reappear throughout the game. So it's you get it repeats a game gimmick that's actually pretty nice.
And yes, a Kirby Squeak Squad has heart pieces.
I'm at this point. I think it's safe to say Kirby's not afraid of resembling anything.
Yeah. This is our second our second boss, the Giant Mole. Giant Mole is stupid easy. Like, seriously, way too easy. He even takes damage from his body slam if he hits the cement part.
Wait, so he can kill himself?
Actually, that's how this fight usually ends.
Like, right now? If you make him land on the cement?
If you make him land on the cement, he just dies.
Nope, we
What?
exploded him with fire.
Yes.
Now he's-
Exploding him with fire is a much cooler way of doing it.
He's dizzy from fire. What a minor inconvenience.
And in the next part, I will explain the mode that Boss Battle Badge unlocks after you get all of them.
World 3.